War Rocks! Hey, we got War Rocks getting 7th place out of a 42-man local. Christian sent this in to me and said, hey, this was a 42-man local. Everybody was cheering for the War Rock player. And I'm like, War Rocks. Me like. Make sure you guys smash the ever-living crap of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more excellent content like this. So, War Rocks, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know how bad everybody made fun of this deck, but evidently it had some success. Adam Jones here piloted this bad boy. Whew. So we have triple copies of War Rock Fortia, triple copies of War Rock Galactos, 2 copies of War Rock Skylar, 2 copies of Orpus, and 1 copy of Biscalios. You are not trying to bulk down on any more than this. Like, this is optimal. And then, that's right, we're playing triple copies of Assault Halberd. So if your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card attacks defense position monster, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can add a heroic card from your deck to your hand. So technically it recruits for itself, but the main thing that you're going to want this for is you're going to want it for the Cyber Dragon Claws to special summon itself out as another level 4 warrior monster. Alright, we have 1 copy of Godarla, 1 copy Gamma Seal, 1 copy of the Thunder King Kaiju, and 1 copy Kumamungus. I see that we're just going to interrupt a Kaiju Slumber our opponent to win the game. We have 2 copies of Cyber Dragon. Technically, this is a 2100 beat stick that allows you to special summon itself to put extra damage on the field. Understood. We have 1 copy of Cyframe Driver, triple copies of Gamma, and 2 copies of Goblinberg. Spells here, we have triple copies of War Rock Mountain, frickin' triple copies of Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, 1 copy of Rhoda, 1 Monster Reborn, triple copies of Pot of Prosperity, and triple copies of Infinite Impermanence, wrapping up the main deck here. Extract down here, we have 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 copy of Excalibur. Technically, this is 4k damage to the opponent's face, all things considered. 2 copies of Blade Armor Ninja. This is also 4400 damage to the opponent's face. We have triple copies of Mrs. Radiant. And then the rest of these are just super poly targets. So we have the 1 Swan. It's 2 Beast Warriors. That's hilarious. Triple copies of Imbook for the triple Link monsters. 1 copy of Mud Dragon. Furious Dragon for the 2 Dark Dragons. 2 Starving Venom and 2 copies of the Chimeratech Mega Fleet. Yeah, we really have our super poly targets covered. So I deck here with triple copies of Super Poly, triple copies of Lightning Storm, triple copies of Forbidden Droplets, triple copies of Artifact Lancia, and triple copies of Evenly Matched, wrapping up mother frickin' 7th place War Rocks! Alright, we're so far away from the new support, but this is super exciting to see. Like, good War Rocks, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, they are doing stuff. Whether or not it be good stuff is left to be seen, but it's still doing relatively well. Alright, next up, hey, it's Monarchs. Ooh, so this is Christian James' 3rd place Monarch list here from my notes. So this is some pretty basic stuff for what we're trying to do here, all things considered. So we are going to use the Darkest Diabolsis here. We're going to capitalize on the tributing of the dark monsters. Because remember, every time a dark monster you control is tributed, you can bring this guy on out, and then you can tribute a dark monster, make your opponent place a card from the hand on the bottom of the deck. Alright, so, hey, look, man, it's Monarchs. You take what you get, alright? Honestly. So we have 1 copy of Darkest Diabolsis, Lord of the Lair. Triple copies of Idea, triple copies of Aether, triple copies of Eidos, the Underworld Squire. Hey, look, it's a dark monster that we contribute. Triple copies of Erebus, 1 copy of Kuraz, triple copies of Vanity's Fiend, triple copies of Domain of the Monarchs, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 copy of 1 for 1, triple copies of Pantheism of the Monarchs, 1 copy of Rhoda, 2 copies of Return of the Monarchs, triple copies of Tenacity, still the best damn card we got. Triple copies of Stormforth. Oh, I lied. This is the best card we have. Triple copies of Trade-In. Yeah, we gotta get rid of the bricks. Understandable. 1 Monarchs Erupt and 2 copies of Prime. No extra deck. I wonder why. It's almost like Domain. Side deck here we have triple copies of Lancia, 2 copies of Godarla, 1 copy of Gamma Seal, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 copies of Lightning Storm, 1 March, triple copies of Evenly Matched, and 1 copy of the Monarchs Erupt, wrapping up Christian James's very interesting list for everybody. Now, we have zombies as well for everybody today. So Ray J. Parker sent this in and said, hey, you got 3rd place with zombies. I was like, tell me more, good sir. So we actually have, you're still playing the you're still playing the Zombie World block with Rivalry, where your opponent just goes, well, I can't play the game. It's the best thing that Zombies got going for it. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea for Yu-Gi-Oh, but I mean, take what you get, man. Like, it's Yu-Gi-Oh. We have triple copies of Asha Blossom, Enjoy Spring, 2 copies of Doom King Boulder Drock, 2 copies of Gold Bloom, 1 copy of Goizuki, 1 copy of Jacko Blon, 2 copies of Mizuki, 2 copies of the Necro World Banshee, 2 copies of the Shiranui Solitaire, 1 copy of Spirit Master, triple copies of Unizombie, and 1 Vampire Fraulein. Well, we're actually playing Fraulein. That's interesting. We have 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Instant Fusion, 1 for 1, triple copies of Super Polymerization, 1 Terraforming, 1 Upstart Goblin, and triple copies of Zombie World. So remember, Zombie World basically denies your opponent the the chance to play the game under Rivalry. Like, each player can only control 1 type monster. Well, if everything on the field would become zombies, now that means that we can't summon anything, which means I'm locked out of the game. Yep, that's exactly how that works. We have triple copies of Ice Dragon's Prison, triple copies of Rivalry of the Warlords. We have 2 copies of the Shiranui style Swallow Flip. So you can tribute a zombie monster, target 2 cards on the field, destroy them, and then banish 1 Shiranui monster from your deck. You only activate 1 Shiranui style Swallow / per turn, but getting that banish to start like doing Spirit Master shenanigans is really cute, actually. Extra deck here we have 1 Yuki Ono, 2 copies of Vampire Sucky, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Hulk, 1 copy of the Barricade Borg Blocker, 1 Avendread Savior, 1 copy Dugaris, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Shooting Riser, 1 Cyframe Lord Omega, 1 Starving Venom, Mud Dragon, the Millennium Eyes, and 1 copy of the Dragon Necro Soul. We also have triple Lancia, triple copies of Nibiru, 1 Cosmic Cyclone, triple copies of Dark Ruler No More, 1 Arby's Feather Duster, 2 Different Dimension Ground, and 2 copies of Trap Trick here, wrapping up Ray J's zombie list for everybody. I like this quite a lot. And last list I have for you guys for this video is Andres Torres's most recent 1st place finish with Virtual World. As I said, I've seen a lot of players here kind of trying to develop this deck, test out new waters, and just kind of get their general feet wet with this deck. And it's definitely been very interesting to see how this deck has been developing over this format. So keep that in mind, like if you're playing this deck. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom, Enjoy Spring, triple copies of Nibiru. We have 2 copies of Nyan, triple copies of Lili, triple copies of Lulu, 1 copy of Toto, triple copies of Lalau, triple copies of Gigi, with 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, 1 Emergency Teleport, 2 copies of the Foolish Burial Goods, triple Desires, triple copies of Kowloon, triple copies of Quenglong, 2 copies of Ice Dragon's Prison, 1 Chuchi, 2 Chuchi, and 1 copy of Zwal Zwu. Then we have 1 Fan, 1 copy of Fortune Tune, 1 Downer Magician, 1 Sky Thunder, 1 M7, 1 Shen, 1 Jiju, 1 copy of Vermilion Dragon Mech, 1 copy of the Ulta Maya Tzolk'in, 1 Stardust Charge, 1 Croco Shark, 1 Muddy Mud, 1 Crystal Wing, 1 copy of Dark Dragoon, with 1 copy of Kliga, that's interesting, triple copies of Lancia, 1 Pankratops, triple copies of Driver, Gamma Driver, triple Dark Roll No More, 1 Feather Duster, 2 copies of Twin Twisters, and 1 copy of Imperial Order. Wrapping up this chunk of videos. So what do you guys think about everything that we've seen today so far? Make sure you guys smash the ever-living crap out of the subscribe button, and if you're a War Rock player out there, keep it strong, alright? 7th place finish in a 42-man locals is goddamn freaking impressive, let me tell you what. Alright guys, I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day for some more cool, awesome content. Peace out. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.